Hey friends, today I'm going to talk about mental strength, mental sharpness. And just to qualify myself, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a medical doctor, I'm an O doctor. And what an O doctor is, I'll give you a little background. I went to school, undergraduate, and then I went to nearly 4 years of graduate school to become an O doctor. And what that is imagine yourself at a wedding reception or a cocktail party, and somebody says, "Hey, what do you do?" And I say, "I'm a chiropractor." And you say, "Oh." So that's a joke. So I'm not an O doctor, I'm a chiropractor. But more than anything, I'm just a human, right? I'm a person just like you, who's really good at some things and really lousy at other things and wants to be better at some things. And I constantly want to have some adventure and some challenge. And I honestly think that's what keeps us sharp. So I'm not going to diagnose anybody. If you have depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, all those kind of things, you're going to benefit from what I'm talking about today. But I'm not diagnosing any of those things, and I'm not curing any of those things. And in fact, if you have any of those things that you feel are undiagnosed, then call your primary care physician or your mental health licensed practitioner, because I'm qualified to deal with humans and talk about the human condition. So I'm not going into the quote unquote science or North American science of mental health, because to be honest, I really don't want much to do with that. We're not doing too well there. Counselors can be terrific and psychologists, but when we start getting into the psychotropics and the psychiatry, that's a whole different world, and it's needed, but I believe it's utilized at the wrong time. So I think it's a very strong kind of last resort when you need medication, in my opinion, but no judging. And if you're on medication, that's fine. You're going to gain from today. If you're not on medication, you'll gain from today too. My whole point is we're just going to talk about the human condition and mental strength, not a disease or a condition. So there's my big disclaimer. So hopefully I should be legal now in what I'm saying to you. And if not, I carry great malpractice insurance. So I really don't want to try it out, but it's there if I need it. Mental sharpness, clarity, and strength is kind of what I want to talk about. And it's really what it means to me. So I'm not really talking specifically to you, it's to me. And if you connect with it or you agree or disagree, that's fine. We'll toss that around a little bit. But here's how I like to start things. You're a tiger or a tigress, okay? Or lion or lioness if you prefer. And in fact, in the jungle, I'm pretty sure a tiger beats a lion one-on-one, but lions are smart. They have a group, a community. I think you call it a pride, whereas tigers are more lone rangers, so they get into trouble. But they really are pretty amazing creatures. So what I mean by that is, bear with me. So a tiger, I think, what is that, Africa, a lion, Africa. I think maybe some South America might have some tigers in the rainforest. But let's just say they're wild and they're strong, and that's part of the beauty when you watch one of them. They have their claws, they have their teeth, they have their instincts about them. When they're hungry, they go into a fight or flight to get their kill. They know how to protect their young. They know how to be social as well. So they're fascinating creatures, those lions. And but here's what I'm talking about. The opposite of that is not the prey. It's not the gazelle. To me, the opposite is the same version that's not wild anymore, that's been weakened by culture. So we have down the road in Folsom, a Folsom sanctuary, and it always blows me away to sit there and look at those tigers that had, I believe they were born in captivity, and then they were rescued and put in that zoo, and they're beautiful creatures. I think they're probably 300-400-pound cats. But it's kind of sad to me because they sit in those cages and they play a little bit, but they're not where they're supposed to be. They're not strong, they're not wild. They're domesticated, basically. I think their big excitement of the day is they get a block of frozen blood to lick. And I've seen them, and they get excited about that, not even knowing that they're supposed to be eating the critter that's next to them in the cage, because they don't know how to be wild anymore. Pretty sure their claws are removed and their teeth are filed down, and we've kind of done that to them to make them, I guess, safe, to make them so they're not dangerous, which I get in a sanctuary situation. But now I'm talking about you and me. You know, we're supposed to be these tigers and lions. We're supposed to be, or tigress and lioness. We're supposed to be these amazing creatures that are capable of so much strength and endurance and survival. And I mean, that's one thing, humans survive, you know? I mean, we've outlived a lot of things in this world. There's things becoming extinct. I don't know if we could outlive cockroaches. I hear they're pretty robust. And so don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing your mental health to that of a cockroach, but we are survivors, okay? So here's a book written by Nicholas Nassim Taleb, T-A-L-E-B, Taleb. He wrote a book called Anti-Fragile, and it was fascinating. He talks all about how comfort is killing us, and that's my paraphrasing of his book. Great book, but the subtitle is How Things That Gain from Disorder. In other words, chaos and disorder make them stronger. And in his book, he pretty much speaks about the human body, that we are anti-fragile. Systems can be anti-fragile, meaning we're human, so when we get sick, we get stronger immune system. When we are hot and cold, we get a stronger ability to deal with hot and cold. When we lift heavy things, we get more of an ability to lift heavy things later. We become stronger and more robust. Whereas fragile is things that would not gain from that disorder. Meaning, the human body, let's say it's a box of china is the opposite of human body. If you drop that, it breaks, it's no good. But the human body is now that box that says, please drop me, please fumble me down the stairs, please bump into things, I get stronger, okay? So you have fragile and anti-fragile, okay? And in the middle is robust. And that's strength, we want to be strong, but the reality is, we're not supposed to be fragile, and we're really not supposed to be robust and strong. We're supposed to be anti-fragile. We gain from disorder and chaos. I mean, that's how our systems and our bodies seem to function. You know, if I lift 100 pounds, my body will say, oh, I didn't like that. We're going to make it so you can lift 110 pounds later. And once again, when we walk on uneven surfaces, receptors in our feet talk to our brain to tell us where we are in time and space. So right now, without looking, I could feel down here and go, oh, there's a carpet, and then there's another carpet, and there's a little lip there, and I could feel over there with my foot and go, oh, that's concrete because I know the way it feels. Well, that's all because we're anti-fragile and we're willing to be uncomfortable and use our feet and go over other terrains. But what happens is we start paving everything and making everything flat. So we no longer have to worry about navigating over rocks and gravel and water and unpaved surfaces. And that might sound silly, but that will impair your reflexes, and that will impair your neurology, and pretty soon it will impair your mind and your mental strength, your neurological strength. Yes, so the take home there is, don't walk just on paved surfaces, please, and flat surfaces. Get off the path. Go explore. Go hike. Go climb a rock, okay? Things like that. Hopefully that makes sense. Another person I really like, so in the spirit of anti-fragile and things that gain from disorder, we're meant to be really cold in the morning at night and really hot in the day, or some sort of variance depending on where you live. You know, my ancestors come from Italy, you know, the Sicilians, the crazy people. It's hot there, but it has cool nights. So I do really well with cold and hot. Now, I don't really like being cold, but I do it anyway. I go out on my morning walks when it's 40 degrees or even colder in the winter because I know it's strong for my body. It strengthens my body and mind. So it's not only a mental discipline and strength, it's a physical thing. And those tie in together to make me more physically strong and mentally strong, which boosts my immune system and my mood and my psychological state, okay? So what happens is we set the thermostat for 68 degrees, right? Or 72, or whatever it is. We don't want to get too hot, we don't want to get too cold. There's nothing wrong with that and being comfortable. But over time, if we are continually comfortable, we become fragile, okay? And fragile systems eventually break. Fragile governments break, fragile bodies break, fragile immune systems get sick, okay? This is the COVID season still. You'll probably be watching this video in 20 years and still go, oh, I remember that COVID season. We're deathly afraid of getting a coronavirus, which is a common cold virus. Yeah, this one's a nasty one. It might affect your lungs. But really what the numbers are saying, unless you're older and have comorbidity factors, you're probably going to be just fine, like any other cough, cold, flu kind of thing. But we're trying to protect ourselves. We're wearing masks. We're staying indoors. We're walking on our paved surfaces because we're indoors. We're setting our thermostat because we're indoors. We're watching the media that's creating anxiety. We're not sleeping well. We're becoming very fragile. So if you do get corona, now you're more predisposed to getting really sick because you were trying to prevent getting really sick. And you get on the hamster wheel with that kind of thing. So enough about that. Carolyn Leaf, that's another resource from this video. Please look her up, Carolyn Leaf, L-E-A-F. She's got TED Talks. She's a very faithful woman. I think she's a cognitive brain therapist, so she does work with people who have had brain injuries and traumas, and she restores them and sometimes improves them to pre-injury state. She doesn't give up on people, and that old model of just saying, oh, you have brain damage, And when she speaks, she talks about mental illness and ADHD and all these disorders, and they're correctable in her opinion. You can rehabilitate from them without putting somebody on drugs and giving them a death sentence just to stay like that the rest of their life. Okay? Remember, we start conservative and work our way towards aggressive. But in our culture, we seem to start so quick with behavioral care, which really just means psychotropic drugs most of the time if you go to your medical doctor or psychiatrist. I'm not saying they're not needed and useful. I'm just saying we start with, hey, call a friend, go on a walk, do some mental exercises. How's your nutrition? How's your exercise? How's your supplementation? And when you've gone through that whole thing and worked with somebody like me who could guide you through a lot of that, then we may say, hey, I can't help you anymore. Maybe you need those other things. But it rarely happens when you do it right. But what's hard is when you get intersected at the wrong time by the wrong therapy. So this is me just telling you, hey, read some other sources, open your possibilities that maybe what you've been kind of diagnosed with, air quotes diagnosed, is wrong. Your ICD code, which diagnoses you so now we can give you a treatment or a drug. That's the way the health model works. It's not health care, it's sick care, okay? We're trying to get you well. And to be well, you have to do things in a certain order and a priority, and you can't skip steps. And we talked last time about physical strength and about walking and not eating so much sugar. Well, this is the next thing is we got to get back to being a tiger or a tigress or a lion or a lioness, okay? We got to be a little bit out of our comfort zone. Because here's the thing, life is guaranteed to be painful. No matter what you do, no matter how much you're trying to avoid pain, and I'm not writing much today, but here's pain. Pain is a guarantee, okay? Exercising, lifting weights, giving birth to a child, being born is probably painful, just don't remember it. Studying for a test, not sleeping with your fiance before your marriage, if that's your value system, that's painful, right? Those of you who know what I'm saying there. Trying to lose weight for your vacation, saying no to sugar, going out and walking when it's smoky out or freezing out or 110 degrees out, all that's pain. All the things I just said will make you stronger. Guaranteed to make you stronger, probably mentally and physically, okay? Now, within reason, I said something about smoke. Well, if you're an asthmatic, that might not make you stronger. So that's why you have to have some, somebody to bounce this kind of stuff off. Remember, we want our people, our community, and healthcare professionals and friends to say, hey, what do you think about that? And if everybody's saying maybe you shouldn't do that, then maybe you shouldn't do that. Sometimes when they say maybe you shouldn't do that, the exact thing you should do is the opposite of what everybody's saying, if it's groupthink. But there's all these ways that we have to search for our answers. But anyway, pain, guaranteed. Now, on the other hand, there's suffering. And in my opinion, to suffering, I think there's two S, suffering is pain with no benefit, okay? So pain's guaranteed, so choose the kind of pain that's going to make you stronger and healthier. Suffering is just not productive, okay? It's doing things. For instance, let's say you're lifting weights and you're lifting weights too much, okay? You're tearing down your muscles, you're not recovering, you're not sleeping well, you feel horrible, you're not losing weight, you're in the suffering category, okay? Let's say you're in a relationship that's constantly injuring you and traumatizing you and upsetting you, and you're waking up at night and you just aren't settled and you know it's not right, but you don't do anything. That's not pain, guys. That's suffering, okay? So there's a big difference there. But what I'm telling you to do is get uncomfortable within reason, okay? Talk to people about, what uncomfortable looks like. Some people go from sitting on the couch wearing a mask inside or when they drive their car, being afraid of everything because the media is just telling us so much nonsense. And then all of a sudden they get fired up, they get pissed off, and they decide, I'm doing something about this, which I love. Sometimes there's that healthy anger. But then they'll go, I'm going to do a marathon. I'm going to run a marathon. Well, that's going to be rough on you. Maybe we should start by the daily walk, okay? So you have to have people that help talk you through the right, process of things. And sometimes you need somebody like me to give you an objective assessment of your strength and your clarity and your momentum and your goals and expectations. Because if you want to be here and you're here right now, you're going to have to make some changes to get here, right? Because you're here and you want to be here, so there's going to be some pain involved, okay? We don't want to suffer or you'll just keep coming down here, okay? But here's the problem. A lot of people are not willing to do what it takes to get here, okay? So then they stay in the middle of these two things. They stay where they're at and where they want to go, and they'll make a few steps and they'll stay right here in the middle, which is that low-level fight or flight. It's stressful, it's frustrating. It's depressing. It creates a lot of poor behaviors and disorders and disordered eating and disordered thinking and exercise and body image and shame and guilt. And you end up going back down. And even worse usually. It's just like a yo-yo diet. It's kind of like a yo-yo mindset. So we don't want that. So one of two things. Either use a coach, professional doctor like me and what I do to help you get here. Okay, we'll give you some steps. Or talk to somebody like me or a friend or a pastor or a teacher or a mentor and maybe change your expectation, okay? I'm not saying make it lower. I'm just saying let's make what you're willing to do work-wise and where you want to land on the same plane so it's possible. This is not healthy. This is, okay? So with that being said, ask me some questions, okay? I have tons of advice I could give you for free. And when I say advice, it's not so much do this, do this, do this. A lot of times it's questions. All right, here's what I would do, okay? And a lot of people find what I ask and what I would do works for them. And sometimes it helps you realize, oh, I should not talk to that person. I should talk to somebody over there. And that's fine. I'm not the right fit for everybody. I'm the right fit for people who are stuck here and they've tried to get here. They've already done things, right? You've already eaten your broccoli and gone on your walk and you're back in the gym or you're exercising or doing some yoga or whatever you're doing. You've talked to your primary care and you've talked to your counselor and you've talked to your friend. It's just not working. You're just, nothing's wrong with you. It's just you don't know how to get from here to here. Well, that's what I do, okay? I look for those subtle things, those obscure things, those simple things, okay? I promise you it will be simple, but it won't be easy. There will be pain involved if you do things the way I think is best. But please, 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 no, life is painful. Don't get stuck down here and suffer. There's too much suffering in this world. You see it in our politics. You see it in our public health right now. You know, we're talking about COVID as we speak, and I know right now there's all these lines of division. You know, are you a mask wearer or not? Are you a social distancer or not? Are you sheltering in place or are you traveling? And then we get into the politics at the same time. Are you red or blue? And we have so many lines now. It's really dividing people, and that's very stressful. So let's focus on what we agree on. Let's just agree to disagree about a few things, but let's not believe baloney. And there's a lot of baloney out there. And I'm not going to start talking to you about all the baloney, what's true and what's not, but a lot of the things you hear from the media, from social media, from people around you are just wrong. And not only are they wrong, a lot of them are lies. Okay? We have government organizations that are telling us partial truths. Maybe they don't know all the truth, but there's some things that I would call that not partial truth. I would just call that they're lying about that. Or they're using language that's more it's more legal jargon, like that attorneys would use. And attorneys are very highly intelligent people that understand how to use language. Things like, it may cause this. It may help you with this. Well, I could jump out this window right here. I may fly, but it ain't going to be for very long, right? So I fly for 2 seconds. But the reality is I'm falling to my death, right? I'm not flying. But for 2 seconds, I'm flying. So if I say, hey, you know, if you jump out this window on a Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m., you're going to fly. Well, that's partially true. It might get you to comply with what I'm trying to get you to comply with, but it's going to lead to suffering, okay? So we want pain, we don't want suffering. So if you want me to talk about how to give you some pain, I'm your guy. Let me give you a couple gems before I go. Please raise your hand. Leave me a comment, ask me a question, send me an email, say, hey, I need help with this, okay? If I can give you free advice or point you to the right resource, I'm happy to do that. Go read these books, Anti-Fragile, and go on YouTube and type in Carolyn Leaf, Detox Your Brain. She's brilliant. You know, she's brilliant. She really walks the walk. You could tell by the way she looks and speaks, and she's articulate and beautiful, and she's, you know, she's doing well. And Talib's a great author, and his book makes a lot of sense. Supplement-wise, a lot of my patients have done well with a supplement called Total Amino Solution by Janisa Living. Total Amino Solution. It was formulated by a woman who wrote The Mood Cure and The Diet Cure, Julia Ross. She ran an addiction clinic. Brilliant work. Those amino acids have helped so many people with ADHD diagnosis and anxiety and all kinds of, I mean, just read the bottle. Go to their website. It's shocking that they could list those things, but it really works for the brain, you know? And it's just a natural food supplement I recommend to people struggling with mental sharpness and mental clarity. So I'm not diagnosing and I'm not prescribing that to you. I'm just saying for me and my loved ones and my clients and patients, it's done a really great job. And more importantly than anything, really identify who your people are, who's your community. Okay, you got to have people. Just like a pride of lions. There's a lion and lionesses. You have to have. We're community creatures. Okay, we can't rest in place in our homes or shelter in place or whatever you call that, and social distance and expect to be healthy. In my opinion, we are creating poor health and we're suffering trying not to get a coronavirus that would do very little damage to about 99.9% of the people I'm talking to right now. About 99.9% of the people probably on this earth. And we are creating more pain and suffering for ourselves than we're preventing in most cases. And that's sad. So get your people. Find people that want to go out on a walk. If you want to wear a mask and be a little bit away from each other, that's fine. That's fine. Do it. It's better than no people. But get around your people and talk and be vulnerable and tell them you're struggling and ask them questions. Please ask people questions. Okay, don't just take turns talking. Like, see, I got the mic right now. I can just talk, and I'm good at talking. I have to really discipline myself to listen. The whole one mouth, two ears. If you have people that don't want to listen to you, or all they want to do is shut you down or fix you, and they don't really want to be part of a bigger solution or just be heard, then maybe you need some new people, okay? So we could talk about how you find new people, but go walk, lower sugar, get some sunshine, get yourself uncomfortable, a little bit new pain, right? New pain might be going back to school, might be learning to play the piano, might be going out on cold morning walks, might be lifting some weights, might be running, might be stopping your running, might be stopping wine at night, might be drinking less coffee. All those things are going to be painful, but let's find what you need to make you get from here to here, okay? Because like I said, being caught in the middle right here, this is hell on earth, okay? This is what causes people to be disturbed and ill and depressed and anxious. All right? I hope you gained something from today. I care about you very much. Please ask your questions. It's been fun chatting with you, and be well, enjoy life, and ask me your questions. Thanks so much. Talk to you next time. Oh, next time will be about nutrition, detoxification, and its effects on your metabolism and your body shape. Because some people weigh way more than they're supposed to. I've had people 40 pounds overweight, but 30 pounds of it's water, toxic fluid, and their body's distorted in the belly. I've had people that have actually very low body fat, but it's all around the waist. Okay, that's a different kind of problem. One's a toxicity, one's an adrenal hormone problem. One's because of nutrition, one's because of wrong exercise, one's because of genetic predisposition. No two alike, but we're going to talk about those things and how to identify your body type, your body shape, and how we can get your nutrition in line so you can detoxify and get rid of all that toxic fluid and get your body distortions to go back to a healthy version of yourself. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'm out of here.